The COVID-19 pandemic has made more people turn to digital wallets. I spoke with the president and CEO of mobile banking service GCash, Martha Sazon, to talk about success as a woman in fintech. Martha, thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word, and happy Women's Month.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here, Rico.
All right. I just took a look at your background. You've had 20 years of experience from various industries like food, over-the-counter drugs, and personal care. What brought you to telecommunications?
Okay, so now I'm in fintech.
Yes,
no?
telco and fintech.
Yes, so what brought me there was actually I wanted to hone my skills to complete the experience, because I've always, when I transferred companies, I transferred to a different industry always, so that I could try and see what the difference would be. And you know, my passion really is getting to know the customers, the consumers, understanding the insights behind what they do and their behaviors. So I wanted to get into telco, so I could apply also what I got trained for, especially in marketing when I was in GlaxoSmithKline and in Del Monte back then.
But when you were introduced to fintech, what crossed your mind?
Yes. Oh. Honestly, I was very reluctant back then. Siyempre, that was COVID, no? In the middle of the COVID. And just like anyone else, I was struggling. Parang I wanted to like hang on to the remaining stability amidst all the ambiguity and like chaos that was happening around me. And then, so the first thing I said was, why me?
Why me as the president and CEO of GCash?
Okay, so you might think na parang, okay, di ba, president is you, it's an opportunity, ganyan. But in my case, really, COVID was not any joke, right?
Yeah.
So
nobody knew.
And nobody...
what the future held.
Yes, and my priority was really to keep my sanity and of course, take care of my family. Then suddenly, I was thrust into this role. And also kasi in Globe, I've always been the one who gets transferred, like turn around this business, transform this business. And then so, I honestly asked, me again?
And you've turned GCash around, which is now the #1 finance app in the country. So when you say, don't pay me cash anymore, just GCash me.
Oh,
right?
yes.
It's not a byword. It's a household term.
Yes, it's become a verb.
Yeah.
Yes. So actually, you know what attracted me finally, I mean, to accept GCash as a position is the purpose and the vision that it has, which is financial inclusion. So it's something bigger than myself and the impact that it has among the Filipinos. You know what inspires us there? I lead a 1,500 person organization who are mostly and predominantly purpose-driven. The average age...
Not only purpose-driven, but you also have a solid management team led by women.
Yes.
I mean, the group's chief tech officer, head of data, marketing are women.
Yes. So, in the leadership team, in my leadership team, 46% are women. So, the CEO, chief technology and operations officer, chief legal officer, chief strategy officer, chief compliance officer, and head of customer experience are all women.
Wow, it's an empowered, a women-empowered organization.
And you know, it becomes more meaningful when you compare it to the industry average in the tech industry, which is only 10%. So 46% in GCash versus 10% in the industry. And the total workforce, I think there's around 46 or 48% are women in GCash.
Especially in fintech, when you attend all of these conventions, it's predominantly dominated by men.
Yes. So it's similar to how it was in telco back in 2010 when I first went to like Mobile World Congress back then. It was like a sea of men in black suit. So by the time I transferred to fintech, there was diversity already in telco. But when I came into fintech, ganun din. Tech in women is really quite low in percentage. So we're very happy actually in GCash that not only that we're successful, but we celebrate diversity. in our organization.
Would you encourage women who are in different industries, who are in telco, to rethink their careers and join fintech?
Well, it's a very exciting industry, but my advice is follow your passion. Like this past 2 stints that I had, which is in telco and in fintech, these are very difficult industries because the impact to the lives of Filipinos are really major, right? So when you are in that industry, in that role, you have to dig deeper. It's not just all about ambition or like earning money. It's about your purpose. Does it align to the bigger purpose, right? So it's giving back to others and thinking more about others than just yourself. So my advice really, if it's your passion, then you won't mind doing it 24/7 or going overtime, studying, burning the midnight oil, right?
And turning businesses around, of course, takes so much of your time, right, Martha? How do you balance your time being a president, CEO of one of the biggest organizations in fintech here in the Philippines, also being a wife and a mother of 2?
Well, first, I would give credit to the people around me. This success of GCash, that's not just me. I'm just the representative of the GCash organization.
But you're also the CEO of your home.
Yes, and the same with my home. I have a really good team, right? My husband, very supportive husband, and my 2 kids. I believe in work-life integration. I don't think you could separate. I don't want to separate it because I don't want to alienate or isolate my family with what I really do, what I do. So instead, I involve them. I make kwento on what the good news and the not so good news also about GCash, and in that way they get involved. So example, my kid has become like an informal customer service agent for his classmates.
How young are your kids?
So I have a 14-year-old who's Tomas, and I have Juan who's aged 15. So
I'm sure Tomas and Juan are watching us right now.
Oh yes. So GCash Junior, so sikat na GCash, and everyone wants to have a GCash account. So they ask Tomas, they ask Juan for help, and so mommy, can you help my friend register or teach him like that? So in a way, because they know about GCash, they're also proud of it, and they're very willing to help. Instead of, hiwalay ang work, hiwalay ang family, it's very time-consuming, the job, diba? And so because they know about what I do, they also feel the same passion. Same with my husband, he's very supportive, BJ. I mean, I don't think I can ever do this if I didn't have a very supportive husband in BJ.
So, very important, no? The family support, especially when you have a big responsibility in your hands. What is your message for women in the Philippines this Women's Month, and who are still looking for direction in their lives?
In general, is have courage. Especially in this environment, which is very ambiguous, very volatile. Have courage. So know yourself, be authentic in what you really want, and shut down the noise. And pursue what you really want in life. And if you're a leader in any organization, woman leader in any organization, be visible. I think we need to have more visual cues for the young ones, so that we set good example for them, and because we set this visibility for them, they can say, I want to be like her. So we normalize having women as leaders in the workplace.
Thank you so much for those inspiring words. Martha Sazon, President and CEO of GCash.
Thank you, Rico.